Alright, hello gamers, welcome back to the show. I'm your charming self-proclaimed yet still humble host, Mukluk. Today, I'm a few minutes late. Guild Wars 2 crashed on me like 3 times while I was trying to set up the stream, and I woke up and my stream deck wasn't connected anymore, so I had to troubleshoot things while I was barely conscious, and it was not fun. But we are here now. Hope you guys have had a good day so far. It is Guild Wars Tuesday. We are back in Tyria to hang out and enjoy whatever's going on today. And let's just get into it. Give me muck of coffee? Yeah, we probably need one. We probably need one. New start video? Yes. The previous stream intro video, there was someone who was DMCAing it. And no, they did not own the rights to it. And I could fight it, but it was automated, right? It's like every single stream they were DMCAing the VOD from that stream, and I was having to do paperwork for every single VOD. So it's just like, I just went to Noxxi. I was like, okay, hey, let's update the intro. So we got a new intro now that is hopefully free from those malicious attacks, at least for some time. It's not my computer. Muck is having a crash to Guild Wars 2. Yeah, it was weird. I couldn't get past the launcher. Like, I'd open launcher, I'd hit login, I'd hit play, and then it would crash. And it took me multiple attempts to get the game open to set the stream up. I'm not sure what was happening. I like the new clips in the intro. They should rotate more often. Well, we'll see what we can do. How's daylight savings times treating you guys? It's fine. So far, most of my vocal audience that are from other regions are like, oh, Muck's an hour earlier, I love it. So, some of y'all seem to enjoy it. Muck, how do you make research notes now that they change it? I mean, honestly, the same way I used to. Usually just buy a stack of some kind of potion or something, like Potion of Sons of Svanir Slaying, things like that, and then just slam it together with a research kit, repeat. It's not as gold efficient as the Ascended Gear way, but it's extremely easy and brainless. Let's see. This one. I hate that it's an hour earlier. You're the first person to tell me that. It's a much better intro with the For the Emperor part. Oh, okay. It's just the engine dying and asking for Guild Wars 3 already. Maybe. Now you can craft directly into research notes. Well, that was already a thing. I'm pretty sure you could do that beforehand. Bird. Fell off after End of Dragons. How's the story been since then? Okay, so what have you missed? You missed Secrets of the Obscure. Started awesome. So just talking story. Soto started awesome. It was kind of like a horror movie. And then, honestly, I think the story fell off pretty hard about halfway through. After that was Janthir. Janthir was all about fighting the Titans. It was fine. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. And now we're in the first half of Visions of Eternity. And I would say I really like the story so far, but whether or not they're able to maintain it being good or versus it falling off like Soto did remains to be seen. I do not know. What are you doing with Orax's dinner following you around in game? Last time we played Guild Wars 2, I was messing around with a build. Rangers have a trait where anytime their MOAs use their F2, it gives the whole party barrier. And so I was cycling through multiple MOAs to barrier spam the party while healing as a druid. So it's kind of like having a baby Scourge with you. It wasn't bad. What did they change about research notes? You can no longer do the thing where, like, if you loot a piece of Ascended Gear from a raid boss, you can't use the Mystic Forge to make the game think that it's a crafted item, and then research note the Ascended armor you got from a loot to get, like, hundreds of research notes. Apparently, it was never intended to be done that way. We were just being clever. Any cooler mount stuff since then? I heard about the sky scale upgrade in Soto, but I haven't seen anything good or bad since then. Soto provided a new way of getting the sky scale, as well as some new masteries for it. Like mounting the sky scale in combat, having it spit fireballs, things like that. Janthier provided a new way of getting the Warclaw and did an overhaul on how the Warclaw operates, and now it can air jump, like you just saw. Warclaw is a very popular mount for getting around now. I think it bypassed the Raptor in that department. And Soto did an update to the Skimmer. The Skimmer has a button, the 2, where if you hit it, it kind of becomes like a flying mount for 10 seconds. Like you can do this with it now. So if you're just trying to go in a straight line and there's a bunch of hills in the way, Skimmer might be the best mount for crossing a large distance where you're just going in a straight line and there's just a bunch of like bad terrain in the way of it. VOE updated Skimmer? Yeah. Is that not what I said? Yeah. So Soto did the sky scale. Janthier did the Warclaw. Visions of Eternity, the current one, did the Skimmer. If that's not what I said, I misspoke. Okay. That one's done. Alright. Pack crowbar. Trophy bag. Let's see. Let's use up this stuff. Alright. Cool. Let's go to the parked characters. My kingdom for them to find a good use for the bunny. Yeah. Yeah. I was really surprised that the Springer wasn't the one that was overhauled with Visions of Eternity. But I guess with like all of the water on the maps, it made more sense to do the Skimmer for that one, just because of the terrain that they made. I just picked up Janthier. How OP is Homesteading collection boxes? Not sure if I want to get that mastery first. I mean, I don't know if it's OP, because, like, what you're getting from them is the same as what you were getting before. But now it's a whole lot faster, you know? Yeah, I could just go up and click it once. Like, my going through my homestead, and all used to take, like... sorry, my home instance before Homestead used to take, like, over 10 minutes. And now Homestead just takes, like, you know, 20 seconds. So it's a time saver. So it's definitely a convenience. But you're not getting more money than you were before, so I wouldn't go so far as to say it's overpowered. Boop, boop. I missed the carrot slap. I saw the audio file for it. Hang on.
Slapping you with my carrot.
It's so funny that Shy just said that random thing one day, and that just became, like, a staple. Muck, your thoughts on Ranger Greatsword, PvP, PvE, World v World? It's very popular in PvP. Like, it's got a well-rounded kit, right? It's got a movement skill, it's got a stun, it has a burst, it has a block, the only block the Ranger class has. In PvE, usually you just want as much damage as possible, so you want a weapon that's just all in on damage. Ranger Greatsword is well-rounded. PvP is probably where it shines the most. In World v World, I would say, you know, maybe like smaller scale fights. We already did that one. I usually see what characters I haven't logged into yet by clicking on them from the right side, because they're supposed to shift to the left after you log into them. But sometimes they don't, and then it throws me off. Another coffee. We just gave him a coffee. Oh my goodness. What? There we go. Evening all. Hey, Callan. Theory I should get. I have some weapon legendaries, full armor, trinkets, but no relics or runes. Would you recommend spheres? I mean, if you use them. Like, if you're playing a character that is using a legendary spear... sorry, if you're playing a character that's using spears in their build, it can be nice. But if none of the characters you play are currently using spears in their builds, then you could just postpone that and work on the other stuff first. Like, there's no, like, one right answer here. Where are the chests? Did I DC? I can't dismount either. There it is. Okay, well, that's 3 DCs before stream started and 1 DC after I got into the game. Any plans for day 3000? Probably a huge stream with a lot of giveaways. I got a few legendaries saved up. Dude, is it just me? Has anyone else had, like, weird crashes and stuff in the last, like, 24 hours on Guild Wars 2? That's my 4th one this morning. I don't know what is going on. I just had one 5 minutes ago. I'm on EU, no problems. I'm also on EU right now. I don't know if you're in NA, but I've been having connection issues on that side of the pond. Well, I live in NA, but I'm connected to the EU servers at the moment. Drexit says, hey Muk, what's your opinion on Selly Druid for open world when the only other option would be Core Ranger, or would you go full Viper? I would probably play Viper or Selly Druid over Core Ranger. Ranger is one of those classes where if you, like, add an elite spec, it's really, really good. I think I'm DC'd again. Yeah, I can't dismount. It's gonna kick me again. Alright. Yeah, Ranger is a class where, like, using an elite spec instead of a third one of the normal specializations is really, really powerful. Time to play Riftbreaker. I think it's an option. Guild Wars Tuesday is usually my biggest stream day of the week. I'd very much like to not skip it. But if I could try swapping back to the NA servers and see if that behaves better. I'm not sure what's happening right now. I can't equip my prototype position rewinder. Am I crashing again? I think I'm crashing again. Hold on. I'm gonna let the devs know and see if anyone else is having this issue. I don't know if it's just me or not. Alright. Just call the devs on your priority line. More like I can send them a message and sometimes 3 months later it says red. Like, I have the ability to kind of send them a ping, but whether or not they respond to it is like a total coin flip.
You must prove your strength to Ox by becoming the Ox. I can transform you for a short...
Alright, that one's finally done. Are they adding some secret X-Pack in the background? They're upgrading the whole game to Guild Wars 3 right now, as we speak. I'll show my thoughts on Ranger Greatsword. Woohoo, favorite weapon. Land Spear, second favorite. Granted, this is mostly for the aesthetics. I doubt there's much synergy there. Okay. Maybe the people DDoSing FF14 had their fun, and other boards they moved to a different game. FF14's been having DDoS attacks?
Something is is happening.
Might just leak Guild Wars 3. Mm-hmm. I didn't say anything about Guild Wars 4, though. So, if you find out about that, it wasn't through me. Alright. The hamster must be on its European guaranteed lunch break. Yeah. I'm like, hey, Lord. Okay. Alright. Managed to get through them all. What about the Guild Wars prequel? Wouldn't that just be Guild Wars 1? ANET servers being flaky in anticipation of today's update? Maybe. Alright, finally got through the routine. Maybe it'll be more stable now that I'm not bouncing characters every 5 seconds. We will find out. About Guild Wars 0? I mean, what would happen in Guild Wars 0? Like, perhaps the actual Guild Wars? Because Guild Wars 1 was named after an event called the Guild Wars, which occurred before Guild Wars 1. Maybe Guild Wars 0 would be during the actual wars. Guild Wars Kiwami? You play as Sylvari, but you're wearing the same outfit that Kiryu had. You could turn off the ARC stats monitor. I don't think ARC is crashing me. Usually if ARC is causing, issues, like, it just flat out tells you if it crashes you. Like, there's a pop-up. And I haven't seen that today. Let's see, do I already have all these? I think I do. Alright. Okay. Where is during the bone skin of things? I need to sell junk. Sell junk. Alright. Sell that. Where is... There's the yellows. Where's the green? There they are. Guild Wars 0 would be Valheim Shrouded type of game. I do love that genre. I don't know how well that would fit in with what we currently have. What's row 2, item 4? Bureau March's Portal Scroll. Which I never remembered that I have. Not sure, actually, why do I have that? Because I've already got the Wizard's Portal Tome. Hang on a sec. Yeah. That's weird. I've already got... Okay, I don't need that. I've already got it in the Portal Tome. Yeah, I guess after I got the Portal Tome, I never got rid of it. Alright, yellows. Okay, any big money yellow items? Got an insignia. Oh, wow. Bunch of something sold. I got 173 gold in the TP. Nice. Selling any oranges that are above the ectos. Alright, and then salvage the rest. Do you not have Collector's Edition Sandstorm? It's a good way to sell junk items anywhere. I've got a personal Merchant Express. So if I wanted, I could use that.
We have completed the task at
I'm actually really close to the Collector's Edition Sandstorm, I think. I think I need to gamble like 4 more times or something to get it. I just haven't. Can you show the personal merchant? That's it. It's just usually if I'm like right here and I spend a lot of time in Mistlock, this is my go-to guy for sell junk. Let's see. Okay. One thing that I wanted to try today. Good day. Hi, Speech. What's up? One thing I wanted to try today. Let me go to... Is it under raid builds? Hold on. I'm going to Snow Crows right now on my other monitor. Let's see. Untamed. Is this the one? God. Ever since they added all these ads on their website, it's so slow. I have ad blocker, but they keep getting around it. Okay, yeah, this is the one. Alright, let me go to the aerodrome. Are you going to play Paragon support? Not right now, no. It's a good build, though. I have played Paragon support before. The raid one is better. The new raid one is also merchant. I have that one also somewhere. What is it called? Is it magnetite something? This one? Yeah, I've got this too. Alright, let's see. Wizard's Vault. What is this? I heard you want to gamba, so I'm covering the cost of 1 pull. 250 ectos, 100 gold. You know what? If it's not my money, sure. I don't care. Sure. My Twitch did act up. I got a notification that you're live and I'm not able to find you anywhere for whatever reason. You're in my block list. What's going on with Twitch? Crimson, why are you blocking me? What are the most typical squad professions these days in raids? I mean, it depends on the encounter. But in the general sense, with raids, you just, you know, you want to make sure you got a healer, you want to make sure you've got quickness and alacrity covered, and other than that, you can fill it in with anything. It unfollowed you yesterday. You unfollowed me? Twitch must have thought you were a bot. They were purging bots, and you're a body boy. Alright, 1 pull. 250 ectos and 100 gold. There we go.
Wicked ley-enhanced creatures are roaming the desert.
Where did it go?
What are you gonna do about it?
Oh, there it is. Alright, there you go, Windshark. I got 50 ectos and 150 gold. So we lost 200 ectos and gained 50 gold. Small profit. I'll drop. Yeah, that is a very small profit. Okay. It's done. Alright, what was the other thing? Daily delivery, daily delivery. I had to hit delete on that mail like 3 times. More overflow. That needs to go in the giveaway vault. Okay. Let's see. All right, back to the Aerodrome. Back to what we were doing. Where's the Aerodrome at? Now I have to gamble because I feel influenced. Oh no! This stream's sponsored by steaks. Good morning, Muck and Chat. You're early today. Time change. I need to gear some ults with ascended weapons. Which vendor would you use? I've already used the Wizard's Vault one. I'm leaning towards just crafting them or the raid vendor. Wizard's Vault is my first choice. Crafting ascended stuff is always an option, but it is the most expensive option typically. You can also get them from strikes, from fractals, from PvP, from World v World, depending on what, oh, and from raids, depending on what currencies you have stockpiled. Alright. Let's change to this. Dude, I don't know if this is gonna work. There is significant lag right now. I'm gonna give this a shot, but there is significant lag at the moment. Alright, so recently a new Ranger quickness providing untamed build has kind of sprung into existence. I found out about it through a YouTube video that Surma did, which you can see right here. And it's close to 10k DPS higher than the one that I've been using. So I want to give it a shot and find out what it is that's making it suddenly jump like 10k. So let's see, average enemy, additional options, Condi, all of them spawn. So first, just to get a measuring point, going to do this. And I'm just going to beat on it with my current build and then write down what that was, and then we will make some comparisons. Okay, yeah, dude, can I not play on EU this morning? I hit ambush 3 times and it didn't work. I did weapon swap ambush, and it didn't happen. I might have to swap to NA. Okay, ambush worked that time. Is it ambush autocast? No, it's not. You have to weapon swap and then tap 1. For some weapons, it is, but for others, it's not. And even on the ones where it is autocast, it's slower if you let it do it automatically. Okay, so we're sitting at 25k right now. Let me get something to write in here. All right, so let's see. Old build, 25k DPS after 1 min with hammer and mace. Okay, so assuming this keeps working. All right, respawn. The current one. Let me go to Snowcrows here. All right, let's look at the build. They're using the same traits for Untamed. They're using Skirmishing. Instead of Fang and Claw, they're using Strider Strength. Fang and Claw is a buff to cat pets. They're not using a cat pets. They're using this for just 120 more power. And they're not using Nature Magic at all. Instead of Nature Magic, they are using Beast Mastery. So, before swapping out Beast Mastery, I want to try just Saw, because I want to see if it's just like the pets that they're using are OP, or if Beast Mastery is part of it. So they're using Wallow and Boar. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Do I want to keep Bloodthirsty Charge on autocast? I don't know if I want that on autocast or not. Hang on a sec. Muck, haven't gotten to 100 gambas yet? No. I already have a pocket merchant too, actually, so it's not been something I've been rushing toward. Alright. So we'll try that and then see what happens. Okay. At the moment, we're the same damage, maybe a hair less. Muck, you're rich. The Ectos are low on price. Dude, I don't care. I've already got 2 pocket merchants. I'm in no rush to go gamble my money away and get a 3rd one. It doesn't matter. It would just take up space. For people who complain about my bag space, you sure are trying to flood my inventory with useless crap. Alright. This is honestly really hard to tell if it's better or not because of the lag. Let's see. Right here. Let's see. Alright, so old build with Wallow Boar. 24k DPS with Hammer Mace. Okay. And so then their thing is they got rid of Nature Magic. They took Beast Mastery. Resounding Timbre. Which I hate this thing, honestly. Honed Axes and Beastly Warden. You might be connected to the German EU servers. 9. Alright. Let's try this. I had to hit weapon swap 3 times there. Okay, alright. I'm getting desperate right now. I'm gonna try swapping over to the NA servers. Like, this is like all of the testing data I'm trying to do right now is basically pointless because it's like I'm having to hit buttons like 3-4 times for them to do anything, and it's frustrating me. Mike, what are some of your favorite metas or world bosses? Octavine. Because I get to open like 25 treasure chests after doing it, and that makes my brain happy. Good morning, Muck. Happy Super Martin Day. You as well, Tinny. I hope Nintendo doesn't break your knees. I tune in as just bacon. Yeah, the game keeps crashing on me. I don't know what's happening. It's like lagging really bad and crashing and stuff like that. Trying to reconnect now to the NA servers. Guild Wars has encountered an error. Okay. Disconnect. Try again. Mug, choose my first Leggy for me, please. I can't. I'm a Reaper main. Do you already have Acacia? The gloves from Fractals? Those are the easiest. That's the easiest legendary to get. Trying to log in again. Guild Wars has encountered an error. Okay. Give it another moment. That bacon makes you hungry. It distracts you from the troubleshooting. Oh, I got a response to me reporting. Because I sent them a ping and I said, hey, I've crashed 6 times this morning. It's like closer to 10 now. And I said, is anyone else having issues? And they said, I'm not seeing outages on my end, but I'll report this. And I was like, okay. All right, trying to log back in. Wonder if it's your ISP. While it could be, I doubt it. I've got a fiber internet connection, and I've not had internet issues in years. So I would be very surprised if that was the case. Like, I feel like if it was my ISP, the stream would be getting really choppy and laggy too. Alright. I'm on NA now. Let's see how this feels.
Hi there. Use the console to begin combat testing. If you have any inquiries, come speak to me.
Alright, let's see how this feels in combat. Okay. Awesome. Well, as soon as I pressed the first attack button, it was over. Must feel great. Yeah, dude, yeah, it's blinding. All right. Hang on. This wasn't happening before Slay the Spire 2 was released, just saying. I mean, you're technically correct. That is technically correct. Yeah, this is weird. I log in every day, at least for like 15 minutes, just to do like my routine and stuff like that. But this is crazy. This happens with me a lot on Wi-Fi, but not on mobile data, so I just switch connection. Oh, I'm plugged in. So that is not the issue for me. see, spawn, average, additional options, add conditions. All of them.
Hi there. Use the console to begin
Add
combat
boons,
testing.
all of them.
If you have any
Copy.
inquiries, come speak to me.
Alright, so we're looking around 26k right now with this one. So about the same damage, honestly. Alright, so remove, respawn. Okay. So the next thing that they changed, let me see here, hang on, is they were using sword and axe. Let's see, hold on. Berserker's gear. Yeah, we got that. Rune of the Fireworks, we got that. Relic of the Claw, yeah. Berserkers, everything, yeah. Force and concentration. Okay. And then sword, axe instead of maces. Sword, axe. Burrs. And force concentration. So they're having to use concentration sigils because they're no longer taking the nature magic trait line.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to fecal_enthusiast.
Oh, God. Why? Your daily reminder that Twitch is apparently okay with that. Thanks, I think. See, I just want to reskin these so it's less, like, sparkly. Let's do that. Just something more simple. There we go. Okay, so what's the rotation for the sword axe? 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5. Okay. When are they doing pet swaps? Use Undead Plague and Signal off cooldown. Throw Path of Scars as far as possible for easier relic up time. Use Sweet Heal as 1. Should have during downtime to top up pet's boons. When are they pet swapping? Are they? Hang on a second. This is the Snow Crow's video on this build. And I'm muting that just so DOCA. Alright, so he's got the wallow out right now. So I'm going to skip around a bit. Oh, he's not pet swapping. Okay, so he's just keeping the wallow out the whole time, and I guess boar is just for CC. Okay, well that answers that. Alright. And then what else? They had... Where's the skill list? So instead of Protect Me, they've got Sick 'em here. Okay. Alright, let's try this out. So... Definitely doing a little bit more. Nowhere near what Snow Crows was doing, though. Oh, I messed it up. I interrupted the biggest move. So I was sitting a little closer to 30k there. So there's like a 4 to 5k increase. Because I went from around 26k to hovering around 30, 31. And that was for, you know, I am very rusty with Sword Axe, so it would get better with practice. Trade-off there is the maces feel really, really good to play. Let me see. Hang on a second. Looking for their hammer mace variant. How much damage did they get with this one? Does it say? 37. This is almost the same. What? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can learn anything from this. So, still Berserkers, Relic of the Claw, yeah. Force Concentration, Rune of the Fireworks, yeah. Sikkim, same pets, same build. Because if it was truly 1k DPS difference, I would rather use the maces than Sword Axe, because the maces offer so much utility. They provide vigor, they provide regen, they provide prot, they provide some stability, they provide some barrier, they provide some condition cleanse, they've got a bunch of CC. Like, they do just a little bit of everything. They feel really good to use. Three, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5. Let's see. Are maces accessible to base ranger? Yes, if you have Secrets of the Obscure. The maces were added to ranger in Soto. Alright, let's move this over here. Alright, so... let me do one more attempt with this, just to log it. That was weird. The hammer ambush was interrupted almost immediately. Alright, so we're sitting around 29k right now. Alright, so remove Golem, respawn Golem. So, let me open up my little scribble sheets here. Alright, so new build with Sword Axe, 29k. I was able to maintain. Alright. So, did I already respawn him? Yes, okay. Let's go back here, and equipment. Let's put maces back on. Zemut. And... let's see, is that Berserker? Yeah, that's an Ascended one. Alright, so... Burrs. And Force. And Accept. And then this one should have Concentration on it. Oh no, that one. Okay. And just because I want to, I'm going to change the moot to look like the Verge. Okay. Alright. Let's see what I get with this. Oh, misclick. I should not have used Hammer 5 there. That was a small mistake. Maintaining about 30k there. I mean, we're right on the line, but... Yeah, it's maintaining. Okay, so let me back up over here. So, new build with hammer and mace 30k. Okay, so that's actually awesome.
Hi there. Use the console to begin combat testing. If you have any inquiries, come speak to me.
Okay, adjust self, remove my boons. All right, so all you needed was to not be on EU. I had one more crash when I swapped to NA. Yeah, I crashed like 12 times on EU, once on NA, but the lag also went away when I connected to NA, which is crazy because like obviously
Mukluk bacon.
Thank you, Jovino. Obviously, when you connect to a region farther away, you can get lag, right? Everybody knows that. But when every Tuesday morning I play on the EU servers, and every Tuesday evening I play on the NA servers, and this was like just a new level of unplayable. It was crazy. I'm not really sure what was going on there. Okay, so next thing I want to think about. So, in the end, let me scroll down a little bit. Okay, so these are my scribbles. So my old build was 25k DPS with hammer and mace. With Wallow and Boar, it actually went down slightly, but that was when I was still lagging, so that might have been part of it. Sword Axe immediately jumped to 29, so this is a 5k increase. Hammer mace, like when the pro players, when they play this build, they usually are getting like 38k, and this one they're getting like 37. So I'm guessing just I was playing a little bit more fluidly with hammer mace because I've got more practice with it, so that's why there's like a slight discrepancy there. But this we've got a 5k increase here. So the question now is, what did I lose? What did I gain? So if we look at, I'm going to do this for a second. Okay. So nature magic, I usually run, I think, right across the top, which is B skills grant regen. This doesn't really matter except in open world, because the regen as a boon, the stronger the healing power of the regen, it will overwrite other regen. So like if I give someone regen, but then the healer in my fractal party gives someone regen, theirs will overwrite mine. So this doesn't, having AoE regen around you doesn't really matter as a DPS ranger in a party. This gives you 1% more damage per boon on you. There's, I think, 13 boons in the game, so that's a max of 13% increased damage output. When you get a boon, it's shared with your pet. This is really nice. If you're not running this, then that's where that other trait comes from the other thing. We can go check that out in a second. Evasive Purity, dodging removes a condition from you. Heal yourself if you remove a condition in this way. This is kind of whatever. You and your trait gain more concentration. This is what makes it to where you don't have to use the sigils of concentration. If you're running nature magic, that allows you to bring sigils of impact. And Spirit Slam twice, which turns this 5-man res into a 10-man res and turns this big attack and CC into a double CC. But we're trading all that, and what do we get in trade? You're getting... Your pet has better stats. You're getting commands copy boons from yourself to your pet. So that means every time you use Sick'em, any boons on you are copied to your pet. I don't know if they are with the full duration. Hang on a second. I'm curious. Because, for example, if I use We Heal as 1 to copy boons from me to my pet, it's a much shorter duration than usual. So, I'm gonna do a little bit here. I'm waiting on the Sick'em. Decent duration. Yeah, that might be decent. Okay, so this became a little bit more viable. So this Resounding Timbre is kind of just replacing something that nature magic gets baseline, which is getting boons on your pet. Because if you're playing in a party of 5 people and there's one pet and boons hit 5 targets, the pets never get boons unless someone moves out of range for a minute. So this allows your pet to get boons. And for nature magic, it's this right here. Whenever you get a boon, your pet also gets the boon. This is obviously better. This has more uptime, but this is something. All right, so pet has more stats. Pet skills recharge faster. Resounding Timbre gives it boons. Loud Whistle, when your health is above the threshold, your pet does increase strike damage. So when you're above 90%, your pet does 15% more damage. You and your pet gain ferocity, so 120 ferocity. Axe skills gain reduced recharge, but I'm not using axe currently. I did try a variant of this with axe, but this is 120 ferocity. And pet's prowess, your pet moves faster and gains 300 more ferocity. And then Beastly Warden. This is one of the things of this build that's kind of crazy, is like this makes bears and pigs do double damage in PvE. In PvP, it's like 30% more damage, but this makes bears and pigs do double damage. And the wallow is a pig, or it's porcine. And then the boar is also one. So with that, here, hang on a sec. Where's its auto attack? Does it have lifesteal on its auto? Huh. I actually didn't know that about the wallow. Like, the bear family has some lifesteal abilities, but they're on a cooldown. But the wallow's basic attack heals it. Today I learned. Okay. And, alright. So, because of these traits, yeah, this doubles its damage. So the question now is, if I look at this, all right, this was 1 minute and 37 seconds. These are all the skills that I did that did damage. That is fucking crazy. My highest source of damage for any single skill is the pet's auto attack. Vampiric Bite. Second one is Hammer Ambush. Third one... what is Wild Strikes? Is that Mace Ambush? No, that's Rampant Growth. Oh, that's Mace 5. Mace 5 is Wild Strikes. Alright, so Pet Auto, Hammer Ambush, Mace 5, Mace Ambush, Mace 2, Mace 3, Mace 4. That's the Stink Cloud. That's the big green cloud. Pet F2... that was... These are just other hammer skills. Undead Plague. Okay, that's this thing. That's the Stink Cloud from the pet. What about Maul? Oh, there's Maul, 2.5%. So, okay, yeah, so should I turn Maul off? Huh. Let's see. Alright, so I want to see... What did they do? Hold on a sec. Pause this. Go to their YouTube video. I want to see if they just let the pet auto or if they actually use its other skills. Alright, so my attention is right here at the bottom middle. I'm sorry, what is this cast bar? Is that a mod? That looks different. Okay, anyway, they use the F3 and that's it. They're not using the F1 or the F2 for the wallow. Wait, and what is this thing? What is this diamond? It's not Unleash. It's not Mace Stacks. Huh. I wonder what that is. I don't know what that is. They've got an interesting visual UI. It almost looks like a NEX WoW players here. You remember weak auras? It almost looks like a really, really small weak aura, but I'm not sure like what they're doing with it. I think it's their auto attack. Oh, it's the auto attack chain? That might be it. Okay, so it's for tracking auto attack chains. Gotcha. Okay, thank you. Oh, that's one mystery solved. All right. So we are gonna turn this off. Feels weird because like logically this doesn't seem like that should be it. Because if you look at this, Vampiric Bite does 905 damage. Maul does 1400 and then also does a 1900 bleed. But for some reason, it's a DPS loss having Maul turned on? Like, that doesn't seem like that should be. And yet it do. Alright, let me head back here. Let's see, give me boons again. Alright. And... Well, my DPS has gone down by 1k. And I don't think turning off Maul would have been a 1k difference, so I probably did something wrong. But about 29k there. Still an increase from my old build. Is it a long cast time that causes DPS loss for the pet? Possibly. It says Vampiric Bite is a quarter-second cast time, which I know is like not the whole truth, because like, if that was the case, then it would be doing 4 attacks a second, and it is sure as hell not doing that. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's part of it. It seems like when he does Maul, he gives up at least 2 basic attacks. And it has a very short cooldown of only like 9 seconds. I don't know. Where's Plush Chip? He is right there. There you go. Very interesting. Alright, remove current respawn. Okay, so I guess the only other thing to check, remove boons, is like, okay. Trade-off, like, in the end, old build versus new. We gained, like, with my skill level trying these builds, I gained 5 to 6k DPS. Cool, that's nice. Our 10-man res is now a 5. That's still fine for most scenarios. We get, our pet gets our boons in a different way, but as long as we have Sikkim on the bar and we're hitting it whenever it lights up, that's fine. And I think the question is, because we lost concentration from no longer having nature magic, and now we have to take sigils of concentration, am I keeping the boons up that I think I'm keeping up? The most important thing is the quickness. You also traded Protect Me for Sikkim. To be fair, I had Protect Me on the bar for just open world stuff. When I would run this build in like Strikes or Fractals, I would take Sikkim instead of Protect Me. But the Sikkim is arguably more powerful now because more of the power is in the pet than it was before. So like with this build, you're going to get more out of Sikkim than the old build. But yeah, like, for example, like, you know, Octovine, those stupid frogs that always stun you, like, I like having Protect Me there, things like that. Okay, so it seems about the same as what I'm used to here. Muck Elite Spirit all the time. You know me, man. I like resin people. I like saving lives. So, yeah. Now, it's not really a DPS loss here. Because the... Let me show you for a second. Just a moment. Oh, hold on. I'm still in combat. Okay. So, Ranger Elite options, right? Strength of the Pack gives you boons. But if you're in a party and the boons are covered, this does nothing. But if you're on your own, then yeah, sure, this is great. It gives you boons. Entangle is an Immobilize, but it's also conditions. If you're a Condi Untamed, then this is a DPS button. But if you're not a Condi Untamed, you only need it for fights where you need an Immobilize, such as if you are in charge of rooting the ghosts on Gorseval. Forest Fortification, again, it's damage reduction, but then it's boons. If boons are covered, this does nothing other than the damage reduction, and you shouldn't need that unless you're just trying to solo something big. And then that gives you the freedom to bring an emergency res for your party. And I really like having the emergency res for my party. Similarly, for the heal skill, you can bring We Heal as 1 to be able to more frequently copy boons to your pet. I do like having Perilous Gift because it is an invulnerability. Like, Perilous Gift is you can't die for 3 seconds unless something that pierces invuln hits you, which is... That's usually just, like, big raid boss things. But, for example, there was one time, and I think I had a YouTube short of it, some of you might have seen it, where I was fighting Deimos with a group, and someone dropped an oil under the bubble, so we were all on the edge of the arena waiting for the oil to fade, and he did the big boom. Should have wiped the raid. It hit us all, I had Perilous Gift up, so I was invuln. The other 9 people went down, and then I did Spirit of Nature and res this whole squad. Because with Nature Magic, it was a 10-man res, so it resed all 9 of them. Or 8 of them. I think the Handkiter was fine. But just having an invuln versus not having one available is really nice. But We Heal as 1 has got a 10-second shorter cooldown, and it copies boons. Healing Spring spams Condition Cleanse, which is really nice if you're in a fight where you need Condition Cleanse. So those are good as well. So it's just it's a like this just provides a utility that you don't have otherwise. This is pretty cool. So if I need to CC, the F2 with the Wallow and Pet Swap F3 with the Boar are CCs. Also, he can forage a rock. And the rock is 200 CC if you pick up the rock. If you forage the rock, pick up the rock, and throw the rock, it's 200 CC. What expansion is Untamed? End of Dragons. And honestly, when it first came out, I hated it. It got a lot of small patches fixing it after it came out, and it's one of my favorites now. Still has some issues, but it's solid. I find that the problem with invuln is that you have to be expecting a screw up from you or your team, whereas with group res you can react retroactively. Yeah. The invuln is only on me, right? And the thing is like, maybe you just use this to heal, right? Even if you're just using this to heal, it still is, you can't be hurt for 3 seconds. So you will love Gale Shot eventually too. If they give it some love the way that they gave Untamed some love after the expansion release, I mean, it's possible. I mean, Gale Shot is an archer, right? Okay, fine. I'd say one of the big things I dislike with Gale Shot is that you use that airbow. Like, you don't... Like, let's say you make a legendary longbow. Let's say you make Ferris. You can't even enjoy it on that character. You just have the airbow. And because it's called Gale Shot, I don't think they're ever going to change that. But that's just a personal preference. I'm sure some of you love the airbow. I like seeing my normal bow, so, you know, using the little air one I dislike. That means you had an OG Mercy ult moment. Yep. Mug, can you ask ANET to revert whatever they did on the graphics side to stop crashing my game? Thanks. Alright. Well, that's pretty cool. I guess I've got a new... wait. Oh no, I can't dismount. I think I'm crashing again. Oh no. Damn it, no! I think I'm crashing again. What is going on? I'm glad it was working fine in the test room, but... Let's see. Greetings, Bucket Chat. One newbie question. I saw your I tried Heal Ritualist. I want to play it, but Harrier Exotic set is so expensive. No wonder no one plays Heal. Is there a way to get it cheaper? P.S. I don't like PvP or 1v World. Hello, Snake. Yeah, there's a few tips I can give you on that. My game, I think, is in the middle of disconnecting, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this or not. First of all, Ebon Shoulder Pad Box. Shoulders of the Ebon Vanguard Choice Chest. This is a stat selectable exotic shoulder pad for 3.5 gold. That's your shoulder slot covered. Ice Golem Maw Box. This is a stat selectable helmet for 1 gold. That's your helmet and shoulders covered for 4 gold. That's 2 of your 6 armor pieces. Now, for the other 4, you want stat selectable orange equipment. As Renan just said in the chat, in Verdant Brink, there's some stuff called Bladed Armor that is stat selectable from Heart of Thorns. You can earn it by doing like metas and stuff there. That's pretty easy to get. And you can work on getting Ascended stuff later, but exotic stat selectable is almost as good as Ascended. And it is, it will take you a lot less time to get that. Okay, so I can't dismount. It should have disconnected me by now. Oh my god. Let's just try relogging. Why don't you use Ascended Armor from the Vault for stat selectable? That's another thing. Yeah, Wizard's Vault is stuff as well. That is for sure also an option. Alright, I was going to do strike missions to try out this build variant, but I'm kind of scared to. Like, I don't want to inconvenience 9 other people if my game keeps crashing. Let's see if I can just find something else to do, like just open world, and see if the game starts behaving itself. Alright, I was giving ANET some more feedback here. I can't do anything again! Oh my god. Oh my god. What is happening? Mug, you should measure your words per minute typing speed while your game is fixing. While it's fixing. What is that add-on just now with the event table? It's called Event Viewer. It's, if you do exclamation mark add-ons in my chat, it'll pop up a list of guides I've made add-ons for. And, why did it put me here? I was not here. Yes! Go. Holy Jesus. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Restart the whole client? We did. Alright, dismount, remount. Look, why does Seitung look like Neo 3? Because they're both based on Asia. Play Refrigger. I mean, that might be a backup plan. Play Guild Wars Reforged. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I just remembered trust issues. I'm glad I'm not playing hardcore Guild Wars 2 right now. This would be very frustrating. Oh my god, when you use the interrupt on him, he goes off into the sunset. Goes so far. Birthday cake. Mike, I heard you broke the game and everyone's asking you to fix it. What's up with that? It's just a day that ends in Y, my friend. Mark, do you think Internet will ever give some love and attention back to PvP? Scene is, as Teapot put it, utterly defiled. I don't know. Like, that is a whole topic, and I've done videos on it. Like, I actually have a video called and it was called something like "What's Wrong with the Guild Wars 2 PvP and How I Would Fix It." Like, I don't like just complaining without proposing some kind of solution, right? And I have done projects on this, but they didn't make any changes, so I feel like doing any more videos like that is just wasting my time. I do love PvP in this game. Just to show, I have 6,047 games played. I do enjoy it. However, I do also believe at the same time that the current situation in Guild Wars 2 PvP is the worst it has ever been. I think Teapot is probably talking about, like, hackers, which I know there was, like, someone that was doing an exploit in the recent monthly automated tournament. For me, it's more like the meta. Like, everything's way too glass cannon right now. It's really easy for so many builds to just, like, pop one another like a balloon. And then, like, it's over. It's kind of like a FPS gameplay more than it is MMO gameplay. Additionally, this is not something about the meta. This is more like just individuals. I recently had a day where I was playing PvP, and 4 times that day, you know, basically people recognized me and were either stream sniping or streamer hunting. You know, like they would just throw the whole game just purely to chase me around and terrorize me for the entire match. I actually haven't played a match since then. Like, it happened 4 times in one day, and I feel like that might be the end of me playing PvP. I do not know if I will play it ever again. Like, it's something that, like, as a streamer, it's whenever I play a multiplayer game where there's, like, PvP involved, it's something I have to deal with, and I'm honestly just tired of it. So, like, the me right now is really just here for, like, multiplayer PvE or single-player stuff as a streamer. Because I've just been hit by that just so many times. And I'm done. I'm just absolutely done with it. It's the reason I don't World v World anymore. It's the reason you haven't seen me PvP in a couple of weeks. But yeah, I think when Teapot talks about, I believe you said his phrase was utterly defiled, I think he's talking about things, because, like, he's okay with the current meta, I believe. I believe he's discussing problems with, like, people doing exploits and things like that. Like, you know what, I'll tell you guys one I know about, because it's already public, and you know, we're hoping they fix it. There was, I believe it was in the recent monthly automated tournament, there was a team that was, an Evoker and a Reaper. Now, when a match starts, the Necros have no Death Shroud. Their Necro, battery is empty, okay? However, when something dies near a Necro, they gain Death Shroud, right? They gain Death Juice. The Evokers found out that if they swap between their elements, which they can do mid-match, they can swap from Toad to Firefox to Water Otter, that it counts as the old one dying. Some of you might see where I'm going with this. So if they get near their Reaper buddy, and they rapidly swap between familiars, the Reaper's Shroud bar fills. And then they can go in and out of Shroud very often. Or they can get into their first Shroud much faster. Now, is that a bug? I'm not sure. It depends on when they're coding it, right? But it is absolutely an exploit, right? There's no way they intended for that. So I would say that's an exploit. It's not someone like hacking or something like that, but it is someone exploiting something that is clearly not intended with the system. And so that is the kind of thing that that I think Teapot is probably most concerned with. Make a character named I'm Not Mukluk. Oh, no, yeah, getting around it, like, part of it would be easy. Like, if I just made a brand new account and I played, like, a Norn Mesmer, no one would know it was me unless they saw me streaming live. But I don't like to do that. If I have to go that far, I'd rather just play another game. Isn't using exploits a bannable offense? I don't know. I would imagine it should be. But, like, the one that, because of the reasons I told you a minute ago, the only reason I know about that is I think Captain Crapface on YouTube had a video where he was talking about the exploit, and that's how I know about it. Because like I said, I haven't been in there in a bit. Excuse me. T-Bot's title was why ANET not banning everyone, bots, etc. And that's right, not bans whatsoever. Gotcha. I do agree on your take on the meta, 100% trust the perma-heals. If you're on EU, can you tag up so I can join your map, please? Frem, unfortunately, I am on NA at the moment. I am usually on EU at this time, but I was getting kicked offline over and over and over, and so I finally swapped to NA to see if it was part of the problem. So I'm on NA right this second. Do you have any advice from using excessive Etrite ingots from IBS? Honestly, I vendored them. You can use them for some recipes to make some boreal weapons, which are useful for, there's a few achievements that can give you some useful things if you need those, but if you're not working on those achievements, I typically just vendor my excessive ones. Seyu says you can use them in the Wizard Gobbler if you have that. One of the things FF14 PvP has going for itself is opponents just show as their class and no names, but that only works if Troller isn't in your team. Didn't, League of Legends start doing that? Like, you don't see the names of other people in your game, it just says, like, you know, Jack says so-and-so, or Ari says whatever. And, like, you see their names after the match. LOL did a streamer mode. Gotcha. I only know about that because I saw a clip recently of someone complaining about, like, how terrible his support was. And then, like, the game ended, and he realized that his support was actually, like, one of the best supports in LOL, and then he shut up real fast. And it's, like, only because of that clip that I saw on Twitter, I was like, oh, they made it so you can't see the name. Mug, is EU better than NA, general perspective? No. It feels almost like playing... Okay, with a good internet connection and you're not lagging, it basically feels the same. With some exceptions. Like, for example, EU and NA do Death-Branded Shatterer slightly differently. But unless you're in one of those positions where it's like one of those rare exceptions I just mentioned, it feels the same. Like this meta right now is the same on either region. It doesn't feel any different.
What happened? What's wrong? Not used to physical activity? Snobby bot. Bet you're not even programmed for labor. You're pampered.
Nice. Yeah, 28.8k on that. While providing quickness. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see. But yeah, there's a couple of specific things in different fractals and strikes and raids and stuff like that, that if you do it on NA versus doing it on EU, they might have come up with a different strategy, you know? And it's always kind of interesting when you run into one of those, but in general, no. If you have no lag, you oftentimes can't even tell which region you're on. Muck, any plans on doing I Tried on the other guild gen heal DPS builds like Luminary and others? I like the concept, would love to see it explored a bit more. Possibly. Possibly. Right now, I'm not gonna probably not going to do any this morning because I've gotten disconnected from the game like 13 times today. And I'm kind of scared to do anything like recorded because, you know, it might just crash again. What kind of multiplayer games do you play if not PvP? Good question. Okay, here's some of my favorites off the top of my head. Vermintide 2. Darktide. They're both basically the same type of game. It's 4 people versus hundreds, possibly thousands of AI stuff that wants to kill you. But the people are working together. Multiplayer Riftbreaker. That's one that I've enjoyed recently. Guild Wars 2 PvE, stuff like that. Like, that's what I've recently been into when not doing single-player stuff. So tired. Pushed myself to do lantern lighting in Soto last night to complete 2 more pieces of obsidian armor. Got 5 out of 6. I'm full medium leggy armor because of Acacia. Nice. Congratulations. Yeah, my armor set is mixed as well. Because when I first started getting leggy armor, I got mostly I think it's like 2/3 PvP, 1/3 rating is my original set. Monopoly is a good PvP game. Monopoly. That's ruined friendships. Yo, my pet just went into the final boss room. He's hacking. When they try to collect rent, just claim squatters' rights. Wow. Forget squatters' rights. Is there enough people on this map? I actually don't know. Satan. My question would be, what do you play for fun? I can't imagine streaming not feeling like work. Does that make gaming undesirable? Streaming, I mean, streaming full-time, like, for a living absolutely is work, but I still, like, greatly enjoy myself. Now, can I get burned out on stuff? Yeah, sure. I think anybody can. But, like, for example, Guild Wars 2, when it was new and shiny for me, I streamed it every single day, 7 days a week for 2 or 3 years before I ever was like, wow, I want to play something else. So, like, for example, if you're gaming on your own time, right? Let's say you're playing a game, you get bored, but you're just alone. You could just swap games, right? If you are doing it as a streamer, and like you might feel like some pressure to stay on a game that you don't really want to play, because you're like, oh, I need to pay the bills. Now, I started branching out a couple years ago, and I still get more viewers when I play Guild Wars 2, just because I'm most known for that. But when we recently did a video where we did a tier list of all the games we played last year. It was 131. That's how I stay sane. I try different things. We did 131 games last year. Like, today we're playing Guild Wars 2. Last night, we worked on Neo 3. We're nearly done with that. Before that, we finished Resident Evil Requiem. Yesterday morning, we were playing the Riftbreaker on its brand new update. So, yeah, I mean, trying different games is how I keep from burning out as a streamer. There's been days where I didn't want to play, like, Game X or Game Y, but there's never really been a day where I didn't want to stream, unless I was just, like, really sick or something.
You must like pain.
If we break those gyros, that should break his shield as well.
Just gonna do an AoE res here. There's a bunch of bodies on the ground.
Focus on the gyros. That should help us destroy his shield.
Oh, he went untargetable right when I did a movement skill. Set myself flying. Amok, is Ari Requiem short game and worth the bucks? If you are already a Resident Evil fan, I would say that you will probably enjoy it. However, if you are not like already into RE, I would say probably not. It's $70, and it's my Steam says I played it for 14 hours. The speedrun achievement says I beat it in less than 10, which means it's less than 10 hours of gameplay and 4 hours of movie. And half of the movie won't make any sense to you if you haven't played some of the previous games. So, TLDR, if you're already an RE fan, you'll probably love it. But if you have not played an RE game before, you're probably going to feel like you didn't get your money's worth, in my opinion. $70 for 14 hours. Hey Mug, it's been a long time since I quit playing the game. I heard rumor of Guild Wars 3, is it true? It's only a rumor right now. They've not said anything about that from an official source. We only have heard rumors. It's only 10 hours. Yeah, so again, it was, my Steam achievement says 14, but at the end, it said, like, you beat the game in 9 hours and 45 minutes, so that means that 4 hours and change was cutscenes. But yeah, it's, I mean, it's a Resident Evil game, right? There's insane puzzles. There's like a door that you got to go through, and it requires 3 quartz cubes to open it. And each of the quartz cubes comes out of a slot machine that are in different places in the compound. And each slot machine has 4 rollers that either say the sun, the stars, or the moon. And you got to find the code for each of the machines, unless they're locked, in which case you got to find corrosive acid to open the machine. And yet somehow all the doctors that worked there went through this quartz door every day, and they didn't have to deal with all this. Like, if you think about it too hard, the game is full of plot holes. But at the same time, it's like, okay, that's Resident Evil. There's just like really stupid puzzles that you have to like put a mask on a statue to open a door, crap like that. That's consistent with other Resident Evil games. And honestly, like, controlling the characters is like trying to drive a boat. Like, they can't just do this and turn. No, they have to like turn like this. They make a U-turn like a car. But at the same time, the game, it looks really nice. Like, it's gorgeous. The graphics are just absolutely insane. They're really, really good. And the storytelling is good. I'll say good, not insane, but good.
As we see an increase in tourism and travel, we've also seen an
I just got into Guild Wars 2, off trading post verification ban today. I'm excited to play the game. What should I do first? Trading post verification ban. Oh, gotcha. What should I do first? What should you do first? I mean, I don't know. Usually I tell new people to work on the story and work on map comp. Because both of those help you out long-term tremendously. Muck, you streamed when you had COVID? True, but on one of those days I streamed for 30 minutes and we jokingly talked about, welcome everybody to Mukluk ASMR, because I couldn't talk. And we streamed for like 30 minutes, and I was like, alright guys, I'm going to bed, see ya. So we kept the streak alive, but yes, I did stream during COVID. What's good a new Resident Evil game since the influx of, oh my god. I'm not reading the rest of that out loud. Good lord. Someone's being naughty. RE fans get laced by the RE story every time. All the plot holes and stuff is series-wide, but it's good fun. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I think the biggest plot hole in Resident Evil Requiem is the first 2 minutes. Where, like, and again, this isn't a huge spoiler because this is the opening of the game. Because you either play Leon, who's been in like 5 games already, or you play Grace, who's new. And she's like an FBI desk clerk. And she gets sent to a crime scene. She has no experience in the field. And she gets sent alone without a partner. And crap goes down. And it's like, was her boss trying to kill her? Like, that's, to me, one of the biggest WTFs in the whole game. Is why was she even there? Like, that's like the biggest, what is going on?
Did you attend June's last gala? All the big names were there.
Maybe her boss was in on the big plot. Maybe, honestly, I would like to hear that. If so, it would make more sense if he was in fact trying to kill her. The plot demanded it. Yeah, the thing is, like, I like it so much better if, like, a story is well written and then the characters are forced into this terrible situation, rather than the characters are like children from Scooby-Doo and they just walk into the terrible situation and it's like, oh, come on. Think there's a note about it in the game? Possibly. Maybe I just didn't find it. I've seen a lot of memes about that online as well. Let's go try wheeled. Let's see if I lag there. What's going on? There we go. How fun is RE if you take out the jump scares? Honestly, there's not even a ton of jump scares, because, like, it's a dark-themed game. I don't know if I would go so far as to call the Resident Evil series horror. You know? Like, monsters are less scary when you can shoot them with a rocket launcher. You know what I mean? Now, I will say, in the early part of Requiem, with, like, you swap between playing Leon and Grace. Leon is, like, you are the horror. Everything's scared of you. Grace, for her, it's a horror game. Because she is helpless, pretty much, and she is trying to stay alive, and everything sucks. So when you're playing Grace, it is horror. When you're playing Leon, it's just like an action RPG. It's crazy. Let's see. Is anyone doing? Ah, yeah, there he is. I see Mothman. Leon has those Muck 32 slot bags. Yeah, that's true. That's another meme about the game, is that Grace has like no inventory space and Leon has massive, massive bags. Out of all the ranger pets, the feline group seems to be strongest. When are we getting green and golden mows as pets? Strong. I mean, what do you just mean in terms of damage? Because it totally depends on the situation. Biggest? Oh, you mean volume. There is also, it's kind of a weird grouping, but Gale Shot has a thing that boosts feathered pets. Not avian, because anything that says avian does not include moas. There's birds, like eagle and crow, and then that are avian, and then there's moas, which are 2 separate categories. But feathered, for that Gale Shot trait, is moas, it's avian, and raptors. Okay, can I turn back to my normal character now, please? Thank you. Gale Shot boosts Goth Moa. There is a trait in Gale Shot that boosts feathered pets. Might have been better if Grace went there with an FBI partner who gets killed, not a generic police officer. Honestly, I think that would make more sense. Like, if she was a crime scene analyst, and she was there to look at stuff, and she wasn't expected to fight, and she did go there with someone that was meant to be, like, her guard, and then that person was, like, a victim early in it, I think the writing would have been better. Now, I'm nitpicking right now. The game's fine. It's blowing up. It's very popular. I consider the game a success. But I do think that would have been a better intro into it.
It brought friends.
Just like the ones in the forest. We need to find the real one.
Hey, Mugga Chat. Hey, Vilmore, what's up? I just want my green and golden moas. Green and golden moas.
I wouldn't get too close to those gates if I were you.
We have golden green moas of the game, we can't tame them. You know, I was, I think I was in Lornar's Pass recently, and I saw a raptor model there, and I was like, oh my god, I like this raptor model so much more than the one Ranger's got. Just realized there's a tag here I can join. Get more boons this way. Since boons prioritize people in your squad versus people outside your squad, this way I'll get some more. Can you tame Choyas? You could maybe bribe them. I don't know about tame them. There is that new Choya with a horse hat on that's pretty horrifying right now. Ah, rabbit time. Have you tried Harrier Heal DPS Untamed that Surma showed off? It seems cool. I did do a video on Heal DPS Untamed just recently. I do not know if it's the same one that Surma did. I have not seen Surma's video.
Too close to those gates if I were you.
Surma's build was different from the one you did? Oh, okay. Like I said, I hadn't seen that video.
I detect more Inquest forces arriving below. Perhaps they intend to assist us?
I wouldn't count on it. Best we dispatch them before they can implement their...
I love that how Canuck did that line. I wouldn't count on it.
wasting your potential.
Oh, that reminds me. Chat, I've told some of you guys in the past on previous streams that I was given a chance to audition as a voice actor for the game Emberville. Still no guarantee that I'll be in it, but I'm like one of, you know, a number of people that are auditioning for different characters, so there's a chance right now. But even if it doesn't happen, I'm definitely playing it because it looks really, really freaking good. They also, as a quick recap, the voice of Geralt of Rivia from the games is going to be on the project as well. And the guy who played the voice of every character in the Altars is going to be there. And we just were informed yesterday, Amanda Taylor, or is it Amanda Tyler? Sorry, I butchered the name. Amanda Tyler, the lady who was the narrator for Baldur's Gate 3, is going to be on the project with us as well. So, really, really hype. Amelia. Okay, so I butchered her first and last name. I'm so sorry. But yes, the BG3 narrator, her, she is going to be on the project as well. Which is very cool.
Sub de MuklukYoutube.
Who is that? Stormheart, thank you! Appreciate the support. The subs and the primes really, really help. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, not in range. Ah, stunned. Someone here just said Mukluk-sama is here, and I was like, Sama? I want a Spirit of Nature there, but I am currently a rabbit.
Walking into unknown entryways is likely to significantly decrease life expectancy.
With all the guides you released, you deserve some serious honorifics. Also, Muk Sensei would not go amiss. Muk Sensei.
Perhaps I could adapt this technique to my own systems.
I like to support in metas, but still the amount of people standing the worst attacks. Yeah, that's what the mass reses are for.
Just let's run to the forest. We need to find the real one.
Emberville does look pretty interesting. Yeah. Like, I didn't know anything about the project when I first got invited to apply. But the more I learned about it, the more I was like, you know what? Even if I would love to get my voice in the game. That just sounds so fun. But even if I don't, I'm playing this. Like, this is right up my alley. Bunny again. I'm out of jumps. No. Oh no. Will you update the build on Mukluk Labs? Maybe. It might make for a good video. I'd be a little scared of recording it live today with all the crashing. I think we've had over 12 crashes at this point.
Seems we have lulled it back to sleep.
Good enough. It puts a stop to the Inquest's immediate plans, at least.
I am pleased to have been able to assist you.
Game settings, please. My game settings?
Now you see,
like these?
This is why I always say, a timely complaint solves all problems.
If they don't put you in the game, I'm going to start a riot. I think they would politely ignore you, Blue.
Perhaps I could create a function that would register a complaint on every cycle.
A man after my own heart.
I'll never say no to another Mukluk video.
This is most unexpected.
You don't want to make a video today because I'm here, admit it.
Think you're bad luck.
Ah, I don't even know you. No, that's a non-factor. Is Emberville made by Co-Carnage? It's more accurate to say... Okay, many people are calling it Ko's game. It's more accurate... Like, he's not the dev. It's more accurate to say that he is, like, a director on the game, or a co-director, if you will. But he is one of the people giving them, like, you know, major feedback and changing things and stuff. But, here, hang on. Since we just finished this, I can show you this. So, this is, like, both the trailer for the game and when they...
Remain
Oh,
vanquished.
hang on. This is when this is, like, one of the trailers for the game, and then this also shows, Amelia.
again. By order of Mordax.
Maybe they'll let me play that chicken.
The true master of the acolytes, your life must remain vanquished. Don't resist. It'll be quicker that way.
All these empty houses with nothing but sorrow and shadows in them. I see you're confused.
It's lagging a bit when I did full screen.
Ignore the clouding in your mind. The villagers need your help, and the Vitrometus is no place for weaklings. It will be a difficult task, but together you will rebuild this town. Find a safe place and hone your skill to prepare for the challenges ahead. And there will be many. For the eternal prison knows no bounds.
There's no way out of this prison, Wanderer. Nor from the unceasing grip of death.
So that last voice, that was Geralt of Rivia. And this is like some gameplay, and then here at the end is when they revealed her.
Oh, hey there, I'm Amelia Tyler. You might recognize me as the voice of the narrator in Baldur's Gate 3, Hecate in Hades 2, and Eleanor Nightingale in Warframe. Now, what might I be doing next, I wonder? Well, I'm here today to announce that I will be joining the cast of Emberville. I don't know how much you know about this game yet, but if it's not already on your radar, fix that, because you are in for a treat with this game. I've seen under the hood a little bit. What they are doing is just phenomenal on every level. The artwork is gorgeous. The soundtrack just does things to me. I cannot wait for you to experience it and for you to meet my character. So come along and join us on this journey, and I will see you very soon. Bye.
So that was when they unveiled her. That was yesterday. Now she's on the project. I enjoyed her streams where she was playing the Dark Urge in BG3. People actually play game music? Yeah, you're hearing it right now. Have you ever played Warframe? No. Tried Soulframe briefly. Hang on, I'm turning my fan on. I tried Soulframe for a time. Couldn't get into it. But I have not tried Warframe. If you get accepted, you should do a one-to-one repeat of what she said so you can also do your noise. The music, it just does things to me. Didn't catch what you said about Soulframe. I did one stream where I tried out Soulframe. And then I put it down. But I've never tried Warframe, no. Are you playing quick? Yeah. Yep. I was practicing the slightly different quickness build that has cropped up since the Beast Mastery changes. Have you finished Neo? No, but I think I'm at the last boss. Last night, I got to this really long, annoying gauntlet thing with very climactic music, and I'm like 2/3 the way through the gauntlet. Luckily, there's checkpoints. So I think the next time I play Neo, I will probably finish the gauntlet and get to what I assume is the last boss. Now, will I kill it quickly? I don't know. It's a Souls-like, so some bosses I kill on the first try, and some take me hours of attempts. But I feel like we're nearly there. Valkyrie Queen. Valkyrie Queen did take me a while. I'm trying to think if they're like Souls-like bosses that took the most time on stream. I remember I spent an entire morning stream on Consort Radahn for Elden Ring DLC. So that was like, I spent like 4 hours there at least. I remember it took me like over 7 hours to beat Dracula on Brutal difficulty Dracula on V Rising. Not a Souls-like, but still. Yeah, Valkyrie Queen, I remember it took me a while. I don't remember exactly how long though. Last boss is 2 Okitas. Oh my god. At least I know how to handle him a bit. I doubt it though. Honestly, the most annoying thing with Okita is that they forced me to kill him a second time. It's like, dude, come on. We just beat this guy. Why do I have to do it again? What do we think about the fact that we haven't had news on what's happening with Yours 2 after VOE ends? Have they just delayed it because the expansion was delayed? I don't know. I am also unsure of what's going on there. I would like to know as well. Would love to know as well. Haven't had a crash in like half an hour. I don't know if I dare hope that they fix something. What boss of all time has taken you the longest to beat? Your mother. I don't know. Like, I assume we're talking about single-player bosses. Like I said, the Brutal V Rising, 7.5 hours, jumps to mind. Because, like, there's some bosses, like... Okay, this gauntlet thing I'm in Neo right now, if it didn't have checkpoints, I'm not sure if I would be able to beat it without doing tens of hours of attempts. Because it is stupid. But because it has checkpoints, I'm like, alright, I could just kind of bang my head through this. I can't immediately think, like, nothing in Lies of P took me that long. Like the 7.5 hours on Brutal Dracula. There was nothing in Elden Ring that took me 7 hours. There was nothing in Dark Souls 3 that took me that long. There was nothing in Lies of P, or First Berserker Kazan, or Black Myth Wukong, or Lords of the Fallen. Like, none of those had anything that took me 7 hours. So I can't immediately think of anything that I stuck with and then eventually conquered that took more time than Brutal Dracula. There was, in Armored Core 6, I forget his name, but there was one boss that the community called the Filter.
Gifted a tier 1 sub to Lord_Hizen.
Yo, Hizen's here. What's up, Hizen?
First gift sub in the channel.
In Armored Core 6, they had a boss that was called, that the community called the Filter. Because most people that quit when they got to that boss. And I did beat him before they nerfed him. And I remember I spent hours on that. Pink Poncho Frog? Oh, you mean, Star Wars Jedi, whatever it's called. I don't think I spent 7 hours on the Poncho Frog. I think I spent less than one stream there, but it was almost an entire stream, so 4 or 5 hours. The big missile battery platform? Yeah. Noxxi did a music video of that one. Hang on a sec. Alright, this was it. Hang on. Alright. This was the guy... I think I spent hours on this guy, but it wasn't 7.
Identified an approaching enemy.
Eh? Wait, what?
I'll synchronize with your brainwaves and maintain contact.
Oh, this guy? I saw him in the trailer. Oh no. So yeah, Noxxi made a sort of music video of me just dying repeatedly to this thing. Yeah, I think I spent the better part of a morning stream fighting this guy. And then, here's when I finally got it. And we actually killed each other, but he died first, so it gave me credit. So 54 deaths. You loved Hismar, the dragon Kazan fight, remember? Yeah, but if you remember, it only took me a few attempts. The problem was I was underleveled and I didn't know it. So the fight was 30 minutes. And you couldn't pause the game. And I remember my hands were shaking at the end. And I couldn't pause and get a break. And not only did I use all of my consumables that recharge every time you rest at the bonfire, I also used, like, most of the consumables I had gathered that were, like, one use, like, over the course of the game. That was crazy. So that was very memorable, but I don't even know if I spent an hour there. Maybe? Because, like, maybe, like, 1 or 2 failed attempts and then 1 successful 30-minute long attempt. Let's see. Is anyone doing this meta? Hang on. Should be starting soon.
Another storm nears. Lowlanders, Astral Ward, fortify the camps. Prepare yourselves. The strangers will move soon.
Alright. If anybody wants to join, I'm on NA right now because I was having trouble staying connected to EU. But gonna see if I can get a squad together for this just because I want to do it. Are you going to try more heal DPS Sally builds? Possibly, but not during this stream. Because I have gotten disconnected from Guild Wars 2 like 12 plus times. And I don't want to be recording something and then just crash. Muck breaking the email? I don't think I'm breaking anything. Minimuck chewing undersea cables again. Is Minimuck a shark now? Are there any good hybrid Condi and power builds? I don't know of any meta ones instantly. There have been some over the years. I do not know if there's any that are viable right now. Kevin says Soul Beast. Speaking of Hyzen, is there a place where one can see his solo hard content builds? His YouTube channel, which I have recommended many times. For Mukluk Plays, it looks like it was 4 hours on the Valkyrie. Oh, you went and looked? Oh man, that means there's like 8 episodes of me just dying to that lady. I do fondly remember the Welcome to Chili's edit that Noxxi did with that. Muck wanted to look at Valkyrie bloomers. What? Pretty sure she was an armor. Welcome to Chili's question mark. Hang on. What did I name that video? I think I called it something like, "This isn't that kind of game." And the thumbnail was her stepping on me. There it is. Yep. Alright, hold on. I won't show the whole thing, just like the opening. Can I, in the next hour, kill whatever is gonna come out of this?
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Lady, this ain't Visage. What the fuck? What the crap was that? And then I proceeded to die to her for like 4 hours. But yeah. So soon as I reach into the thing.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Oh my god.
I'm so curvy.
Dude, it was brutal. She came at you like the Kool-Aid man? Yeah. Wait, what? Someone in map chat says, I saw Mukluk in a McDonald's one time. He called me a plat rat. Took a bite of my McDouble and then kicked me in the shin. What? What's your favorite meta mode? I don't know. There's a lot I like. Ones where you have to take it a little bit seriously. Like Seitung and this one in Janthir Century, Myths and Monsters. Like those I like. Let's see, we got about 3 minutes left. Do we have anyone at Greer? There's a tag at Greer. How would you rate Raid most enjoyable to the least? I think Wing 4 is the best wing. Like, especially Deimos. Deimos is just the right level of, it's challenging enough to take it seriously, but it's not so challenging that it's annoying. I think Deimos might be my favorite raid fight. And all the fights leading up to him are not that bad. As far as least enjoyable, I mean, for me personally, I'd say Doom, Kadim, and Kadim the Peerless. They're all, like, they're challenging enough where you need, like, the toughest part about them is finding 9 other people that are competent. And having to try to find those people is not fun. Not doing Rush. No, I think I'm done with PvP. Maybe forever. We'll see. Definitely done with it right now. Or one full squad is optional. Yeah, if I want to play a single player game, though, Guild Wars 2 is not my first choice. We just have different tastes, Lord Heisen. What would get you to get interested in trying Warframe? Probably if people shut up about it for a day. Honestly, I am so annoyed by getting badgered about it, like, every day. Like, I had to ask a few people to stop sending me DMs about it. Like, holy crap. Like, what it was one guy, I think it was Nogdog, sent me, like, this 3 pages of text about how good the game is. And I'm like, bro, I'm real happy for you, or I'm real sorry that happened. I ain't reading all that. Like, that is too long. I decline to read it.
Prepare for impact. They come.
Let's see. Slash map. How many at Greer? See which food buff is this. Doesn't really help. I think a cake would actually help me more. I can't interact with the cake. Give me the cake. Warframe is a time investment. It's really hard to enjoy the early game when you occasionally party people who delete enemies. Yeah, when I played Soulframe, the first like new weapon I got was a dagger recipe, and it said it took 5 hours to craft. And I was like, wow, I can't even try this today. And someone in chat's like, oh yeah, Warframe's like that. You sometimes you get a new Warframe, it takes 72 hours to build. And I was just like, that's not a computer game, that's Clash of Clans.
Our one and only goal is to protect the camp. Every claw and spear, raise them to the air. Go, fight, win. The strangers have reached the first bloodstone. Like Cub to Maw.
But you can run any of your other frames while something builds in Warframe. It's not like it locks you out. That's, yeah, I mean, still though, like in any other fantasy online game that I've played, I didn't start crafting something and come back half a week later for it to be done. So I don't know, it's just, that just sounds very mobile game to me. Number 1 on damage is quickness DPS. It's part of their monetization, fleecing people with no patience. Oh, one of those, huh? No. I'm okay with trying it. Like, I admit I haven't tried the game. Maybe I'll love it. I don't know. Like, I really dragged my feet on trying Cyberpunk, and I absolutely ended up loving that game. Maybe I'll love it. But just certain things like that do not appeal to me when I hear about them. That's all I'm saying. Lorenity beat you to a game. You mean the Warframe thing? Oh my god. Alright, so I'll throw a 5-man res in that. Yeah, I guess she beat me to Warframe. Like, I play a lot of games, but there's a lot of games out there, so... Can't get to them all. Like, we just started, Slay the Spire 2 last night. However, it's an early access. I don't know how long that's going to keep me before I run out of content to do. But we just started Slay the Spire 2 last night. We're almost done with Neo 3. We just finished Resident Evil Requiem. We're in the middle of the Riftbreaker's new thing. I want to try out the Age of Wonders 4 new DLC that just came out at some point. So there's a lot on my radar. Warframe is just a game that, like, I'm willing to try it, but if there's anything else I'm excited to play, that's going to come first. So if new things keep coming out that I'm more excited to play, then Warframe just keeps getting bumped down the list. Not me sitting here waiting for Muk to play the Walking Dead game I sent him in October while everyone is bullying him to play a different game. I'll wait. Sorry. 5-man res. Play Where Winds Meet. I did for 2 hours. I had to put that one down. Like, the fighting was fine. The game was beautiful. Graphics, I think, were its strongest point. I think the writing was some of the worst I have ever seen. Like, I'm a parent. I've raised an actual human. And the little kid that was in the intro for that game that you hang out with, after 2 hours, that child made me uninstall the game. Like, my goodness. Like, that thing... It scared me. I could not stand it. So yeah, I would say the writing is the #1 thing. Ah, I was animation locked. That's okay, I've got my Jade bot. The writing was the #1 thing that put me off from Where Winds Meet. It was just like, whenever anyone was talking, it was just like, oh my god. It was like Blue's Clues. What about ESO? I have about 100 hours in ESO. I played it for a couple of weeks. Why did I not stay with you? Okay, so you know how Guild Wars 2, you've only got 10 buttons on your bar at the bottom? I came from WoW, where I had like 40, and going down to 10 felt really, really childish. But I got used to it. ESO, you had even less. ESO, you got like 5 or 6 buttons on the bar. So I was just like... it felt like there was so little customization. I played different classes that I thought I would enjoy for like 20 levels, and then I, tried a different class. Like, I tried Druid for a while, and then I was like, I don't like this. I tried Necro for a while, I was like, I don't like this. I tried some kind of Sorcerer or something like that. He summoned like Daedra for a while, and I was like, this is okay. So I really didn't find a class that I just fell in love with, Also, minor thing, in ESO, everyone runs around like they have a stick up their butt. They're like... I'm not really sure what that's about. True about classes, I heard there's a new director of the game, they're already reworking the classes. Interesting. Another minor thing that bugged me, because I played Morrowind and Oblivion and Skyrim, right? So ESO was my 4th game in the Elder Scrolls universe. And I walked in, and you know how, like, you can pick up anything, right? Like, you could take forks and spoons, and You could take, you know, stuff that the armorer is selling, things like that. It very quickly seemed to be kind of like an illusion, right? Because, like, you could steal stuff. You did have this cool open world stuff. However, it wasn't worth anything. Like, anything that you could steal, like a sword you stole from a blacksmith, it sells for like 2 pennies. It's not worth the weight. So it's like it's like the whole freedom of the game is an illusion. Like, oh yeah, you can make a mage and plate armor, but all of his talents come from wearing cloth armor, so you really need to be wearing cloth. So it's like, from the stealing to the like armor types for classes and stuff, it all seemed like there was an illusion of choice, but there wasn't really one. Like, if you're a tank, you're wearing plate. If you're a mage, you're wearing cloth. If you're sneaky, you're wearing leather. You know, same as every other fantasy game. Like, you got, like, a lot of freedom at level 1, but that fades quickly. They did port Warframe into mobile. By technicality, it is a mobile game. Oh, okay. Now, I'm not knocking mobile games. They have a place. I have clashed many clans while sitting on the porcelain throne. But playing a game where I have to come back in 72 hours to use the thing I just built, that's a lot. Slow down. Greer needs time. So we're waiting on Greer to catch up. What all mobile games have you played? I mean, different times in my life. Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Raid Shadow Legends for a while. If you could just ignore the shop, it's a fun game. But if you've got any gambling tendencies, don't go near it with a 10-foot pole. Dominations was fun for a while. Slash map. Marvel Strike Force. Yes, I think I've played Marvel Strike Force. I think I did a sponsored stream for them. Like, I used an emulator and we showed it off on PC. Fallout Shelter was a fun one for a while. It's like you design a Fallout shelter for within the Fallout universe. It was a fun little game. But yeah, I got no hate for mobile games, but when I sit down at a PC, I want to play a PC game, you know? Mug, do a review for Rady Shady. It's funny, I have one guide on my YouTube channel for an RSL fight, a Raid Shadow Legends fight. And there's so many people in the comment sections like, what the f like, why is this here? And it was because when I was actively playing the game, I needed a guide for a fight and no one had one. And so I made it, and yeah, people used it. Always see YouTubers sponsored by Raid. I did like 4 or 5 sponsored Twitch streams for Raid Shadow Legends. They pay very well, so they're very generous, which is why so many people work with them. But yeah, I mean, I ended up doing it after the first sponsored stream for them. I actually got hooked playing it, like legit, and I played it for like 2 years. And so 4 more times they came back and sponsored me again, and I'm like, sure, I'm still playing it. Let's go. But yeah, I mean, eventually I got tired of it. But I played it as a free-to-play player. I did not spend money on it. I kind of like games where you have to do something, not that you can put down and play itself. I mean, there's a whole mixed bag, right? There are mobile games that basically play itself, and there's the ones that you play, and then there's some that are in between. It just depends. Probably too late for Hammerheart Rumble. Been a while since I run into Muck in the Wild. I was on Greer. What's up, Starseer? Yeah, I was the tag at Decima. Why can't I mount? I'm not in combat. There we go. It's weird. Alright. It's probably too late, but I'm going to see if I can hit up Hammerheart Rumble. Are you swapping back on EU, or is this full NA stream? I've only got another hour, so I'll just stay on NA. I don't know what's been going on. For anyone who joined late, I've crashed. My Guild Wars 2 client has crashed like 12 times this morning. Well, this morning for me, but it's been weird. So I swapped from EU back to NA to see if it helped, and we still had like 4 more crashes. So I'm not sure what the deal is today. I think they just beat it. Okay. 12? Yeah. Are you participating in PvP Rush? Mm-mm. I've had a really bad experience in PvP lately, so I'm kind of PvP'd out right now. I was crashing every 3 minutes the past 2 weeks. I reinstalled Windows, now it's gone. That's a drastic step. Let's see. Career starts soon. You should have played RE9 with Leon Kennedy Xbox controller. Look it up, it's glorious. Huh? Leon Kennedy Xbox controller. Bro, what? You're gonna make me break my voice again. Dude, why why does this exist? Oh, I like how it doesn't even show the front. Like, it doesn't even show what the front looks like. Oh, there's one for her, too. Nice. I had no idea that existed. Ah, thank you. I did not know about that. Leon has a Deadpool controller. The cheeks are pressable buttons. Oh no. Let's see. Arc Basin South. Shut up. Would you use it? Oh, I beat RE9 with mouse and keyboard. Honestly, the mouse and keyboard controls were okay. They weren't amazing, but they were not terrible either. Alright. Chad, if you would, while we're waiting on this, give me just a minute for a bathroom break. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Muck, I've been looking for Jade. Let's see, Muck, I've been looking for JadeBot module guides. There's no fresh guides. What module should I use? I'm gonna be honest. I've been using the same modules for years, and I haven't changed them. Hey, thank you. Hey, Anna. Could I get more ice water, please? My wife came in to bring me lunch, which was very nice of her, but she had earbuds in and was listening to something, and I tried to say something to her, and she just like turned around and started walking away, and I had to call her like 4 times. Okay, JadeBot thing. Hang on a second. I am using max level core, magic trophies, and treasure hunter protocol 1. That's it. And I haven't changed that in like 3 years. That's what I'm using. Mr. Face Radio says, I have fewer game crashes with the Steam installed than the standalone one. I usually don't have crashes with Guild Wars 2, but this morning it's just been really bad. I had like, I don't know, 8 of them on EU or something, and then I swapped to NA, and I had like 4 or 5 more. Seems okay now, but I'm not really sure what's been going on. What Blitz modules do you see as other events easily? Thank you. The event one is, hang on. Event table. This is the one. I'm using event table to get around to events easily.
We have protected Tarir for over a century. It will not fall this day.
Hey Mug, I just picked up Riftbreaker on sale. I may have played for 7 hours straight and I forgot to sleep. It's a fun game, isn't it? I'm glad it's getting more of a spotlight now. I wish I had been able to do more on my own. Like, for example, the most popular video on my entire YouTube channel is Why Play Guild Wars 2. I did try to make a Why Play Riftbreaker, but it just didn't have the same success for me. But it's starting to blow up a bit now, and it's good to see that. That controller of yours made me think of this clip of yours. This clip of me? Hold on. Oh, this is from, what was it called? Tainted Grail? It was, alright, yeah, alright, I know what this is. There's this character that's saying voice lines, but there's not enough of a space in between the voice lines, and she merges them together. Was that a... No, I thought that was just a vine wall.
Come closer. Hug me. I want to feel the butt.
That... Yeah. So, like, it jammed the sound files too close together, and that was the result. Tainted Grail is the new DLC. Nice. Might have to try it at some point. Ow. My Octavine DPS is going to be low because melee pets can't attack it. So, since I got like a third of my damage comes from the pet's not going to do anything here. Where do you get that pet? The Wallow? That was End of Dragons, I believe? I think it's in Echo Vault somewhere. I think it's somewhere in Echo Vault. Maybe down here. Mr. Face Radio says, yes, southeast corner of Echo Vault.
Be prepared to fight, hero.
I had my finger on dodge. I was afraid of the boom. There we go. Alright, no more risks. Now just rewards. Don't worry, you wouldn't see the red circle if you wanted to dodge the boom. I am very prepared for that guy's red circles. It's not just one circle, it's a circle per player, so there's like a ton of them show up. Imagine getting the 2k gold item again. That would be great. Don't think it's 2k gold anymore, though. Wait, what? Is there no Aurelium infusions? On the TP? Did I spell it wrong? Oh, there. Oh, it's 2 L's. That's why. I was doing it with 1 L. Mike, what class would you recommend for low intensity damage rotation while also having a high damage output? Pistol Thief. Also known as PP Unload. You literally can break like 30k DPS while auto attacking, and you can just focus on moving your character around. Alright, that room's done. There's a really good Condi mech with pistol 5 buttons press on cooldown, Sukrin said. Windshark also suggested power rifle mechanist. Hi, Ulfric. Have you done raid dailies? No. Been having major connection issues, so I haven't been doing any serious content, because I've crashed like 12 times this stream. Not sure what's going on. Took the game a second to remember to give me a rebreather.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go!
Muck, which games did you enjoy more from a gameplay standpoint? The Resident Evil games or Evil Within? Alright, hold on. It's been a long time since I played Evil Within. Wasn't Evil Within the one where if, like, a character died, you would suddenly be playing a different character, and if you died too many times, you'd run out of characters and they would all die? No? Alright, what am I thinking of? Hang on a second. I need to jog my memory. You guys have made me play too many horror games. What was the gameplay of this? It was mostly cinematics. I think you're thinking of Song of Horror. Oh, okay. I don't know. It's been too long since I've played Evil Within, so it's not fresh in my head right now, so I don't think it's, like, fair to judge it too much. So it's like first-person shooter. I don't know. It's been like with Resident Evil 2, the gameplay, the puzzles made like no sense in the story, but they were fun. They were fun little puzzles. The combat was really simple. Like, okay, you guys know how we like really give Zaitan a hard time because it's just like you mash one key repeatedly to win? That's literally the final boss of Resident Evil Requiem. Is his final phase, you mash one button to win. It's this, like, one of the boss fights, because, like, the movement is so clunky in that game, they can't do anything complicated. So one of the boss fights either hits you from the right or from the left. Like this. So basically, you're just like... That's it. That's it. So, yeah, the boss fights in Resident Evil are really stupid, because they can't be complicated, because the game has slow, clunky movement and no dodge. Some things can be parried, but that's it. So, I don't think the gameplay in Requiem was fantastic. Evil Within, it's been too long. Like, if you go check my Evil Within playlist, I usually review them right when I finish them, and it's all fresh in my head. So if I had any qualms with it, I would have mentioned it there. RE5, you punch a boulder. I have not played 5. I think I played 2 and 4 when they remade those, and then I've played 7, 8, 9. Yeah, now that you've brought up the Song of Horror, that game had an insane twist at the end. And I was like, oh my god, that's so good. Like, writing-wise, the finale of the game was amazing, and that stuck with me. You didn't play the remake of 3, we must remedy that? I guess I haven't. I don't know who's in that one. Which Guild Wars 2 fight was it that you used to do often and say respect the boop? The Mouth of Mordramoth. He has a move where, like, he's like a big snake thing, right? And he just goes boof and hits the ground with his nose, and it, like, shockwaves and downs everybody. And you have to avoid the boop. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Alright, let's see. Is anyone doing this right now? J-High. Doesn't look like it. Think you want to go play it again? Sure. There's no such thing as too many horror games. Again, I don't... Like, Grace's section of RE9 was horror. I don't know that every RE game was horror. Again, when there's something chasing you and you could shoot it with a rocket launcher, it's not that bad. Have you ever played Phasmophobia? No, I've watched other people play it, and I was usually laughing. So I didn't really think it looked scary. Jungle World? You've been playing so many horror games, did you get used to the genre? I've definitely built up more of a tolerance, but I still get scared sometimes. There's plenty of clips from me playing RE9, which we just finished, where I got jump scared, right? It still happens. But I would say, like, if you want to see me at my, like, most unstable, either the Outlast, Outlast 2, or Visage playlists. Those were some of the first horror games I played, and also some of the scariest I played. And I had no tolerance at that time. And I was not okay. I was not okay. So, if you want to see me extremely uncomfortable, you can watch those. But, I mean, yeah, I still get spooked, but I've definitely built up a little bit more of a resistance to it after, you know, 50 of them that you guys have made me play. I need to watch them. So it was a two-part. Like, one, I hated horror, and I was like, all right, I'll do it for a charity event. There was a charity event I was involved in. And we did a thing where I got these, you guys know Bean Boozled? So it's like a party game, and there's jelly beans, but like, for every bean, there's also a wrong one. So like, there'll be a brown bean that's chocolate, and there'll be another brown bean that's poop. So every bean, there's like a horrible one, and one that's fine. And then I got a Bean Boozled box, and I mixed it with normal jelly beans, and then I mixed it with a jar of these prank jelly beans that are like super spicy. And I mixed them all together, and I called it Jelly Bean Roulette. And anytime someone donated, and it was like $3 to charity, I would eat a bean from the jar. And I thought it was a very creative idea. It was not okay. One guy donated $100, so I had to eat 33 beans. And, like, I barely survived. And then he donated another $100 to charity, so I had to eat another 33 beans. But, like, one of them was... I don't even remember what it was. It was, like, dirty dishwater was the flavor. And... that one was disgusting. And there was one that was like stink bug. And I remember that for a while, I was trying to just like, okay, this tastes terrible. I'm just going to chew it up and swallow it really, really fast. And then I got to one that was spoiled milk. And I tried to chew it up, and it was like, you know, it's a jelly bean, right? So it's like all gummed up in your teeth. And then I was like, I can't get this down. And I started, like, retching over a trash can. Like, I leaned off camera, and I was like, oh, my God. And I couldn't get it out. So I was, like, clawing at my teeth, trying to get the candy out of my teeth. And up until that point, because of all the spicy beans, I had been drinking milk to help handle that. And I could no longer handle drinking milk because of the taste of spoiled milk. So, like, dude, the next day, my voice was shot because of, like, all of the mucked up beans that I ate. The spicy ones and the horrific flavors and stuff like that. But yeah, it's, so, like, amidst all of the me scaring and almost crapping myself from the Outlast and Outlast 2, you're also gonna see me eating those god-awful beans and not handling that well either.
It must be weakening.
We raised a good bit of money for charity. I never doing that again, though. Thing is, I saw other streamers for that event, and they were like, oh, if we raise $500, I'll shave my head. I'll dye my hair blue. I was like, oh, I don't want to mess with my hair. I'm going to do this great bean idea. Then afterward, I was like, I should have just shaved my head. Could the beans have messed with your voice? Oh, maybe, but that was years ago. The thing that wrecked my voice a lot was in December. That was more recent. But yeah. That playlist is enjoyed by many. That's Outlast and Outlast 2. And then, not related to the beans, Visage. Those are like the top 3 scariest things in my freaking life. It would have been less painful to shave your head. That's true. Here's an idea, give 500 more to charity and Muck tries the one-chip challenge. Before December, I might have been willing to do that. But now, I'm like, okay, I've obviously already damaged something in my throat. I probably shouldn't be doing the mucking one-chip challenge now. With my body falling apart.
Even with the great worm dead.
Bird says, I still remember the granny at the beginning of Visage, and now you'd be walking around and you got so angry at her laughing and gasping sounds at every corner. Was that Visage? No, Visage, you were like alone in a house. I think you're thinking of Resident Evil. Which Resident Evil was it? Was it 7? I think that was 7. There was like the old woman in the chair that just kept like popping up from time to time. Hang on. Biohazard. Like I think it was 7. Because 8 was the one with the big tall lady that the internet was thirsty for.
I am in your debt.
Yeah, anyway, I don't know if we're gonna see it here. Oh, yeah, right here, the wheelchair. Yeah, 7. 7 was the one that had the granny. Because Visage, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's pretty big for the plot that you are alone in a house with the Ooga Boogas. There was a granny at the beginning of Visage you could hear through the radio. Oh, okay, I just don't remember then. Alright. I remember the one in the wheelchair that we just talked about. The amount of games you've played. I mean, I get to do it for a living, and I get a lot of time each week to do it. It's part of the reason I have to refresh myself from time to time. Like, just horror games, you know? Like, granted, a lot of them were, like, 1 hour long, right? But we played, like, 20-plus horror games in October? Good morning, everyone. Hey, Mum? Do you have a guild for your followers and guilders, too? Mum's Guild. Mum and her children. Yeah, I do. If you do exclamation guild, follow the instructions, we can get you in. It would put you on like a little list, and we would get you as soon as there's an opening, which is usually like less than a week. Yeah!
Once we're inside, the Titan will try to purge us from his body.
That's a dream. It's pretty great. I mean, there's a reason I voluntarily work 55 hours a week. I mean, more if you count the YouTube stuff, but... Of course, I would not be able to do it without my wife. You know, she handles all the house stuff. If I were single and putting this much hours into streaming, I would not be able to.
As As a representative of the Alliance, I am to remind you that I cannot condone any unsanctioned
She feeds you?
actions.
She does a lot more than that, but yes, she does do that.
Good counselor has volunteered to come along and sanction them. Isn't that right?
Like, basically, anything that is involved in, like, upkeeping the house. Like, you know, handling the bills, keeping the place clean, getting groceries, meds, taking the boy to, like, doctor's appointments. Like, she basically takes point on all that. And then I handle it if she needs to do something else. But she, like, literally, it would not be physically possible for me to put as many hours into this as I do if I didn't have her as backup.
Fourth Vale, if you would.
Ah, yes.
It would not be possible. There's not enough hours in the week.
This is grotesque. After what the Mersat did to my people, I'd say they've more than earned this.
Miss Muck gives Muck love and adoration. Well, yeah, but it's a PG stream. I didn't mention that part. Nam, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate you. The Primes are a massive help. Thank you so much.
Time to calm it.
Another thing she's really good at is, you know, it's something that, you know, we joke about a lot, but, like, things like couponing and stuff like that. We say sometimes that my job is to bring money into the house, and her job is to make that money last as long as possible. She is very good at, you know, trying to, like, make each dollar I bring in last as long as possible, like finding good deals, going to stores that have discounts, stuff like that. She has a whole bunch of apps that she messes with for saving money that I don't know anything about. That's too much work for one wife. Maybe you need a second one to lighten the load. I don't live in the part of the world you think I live in. Dude, get these flappy wings out of my face. Freaking sky scale. Speaking of Uncle Jeff's money. Yo, thank you. Appreciate it. Who's that? Jamused. Thank you, Jamused. Huge help. Have you seen the new Age of Wonders content? Yes, someone gifted it to me yesterday. I fully plan on playing it once there's an opening in the schedule. It's on my to-do list. Age of Wonders 4 is a game I very much enjoy, so I want to do that. I'm gonna AoE res here, that'll get 3 up. Oh no, that's not good. Wow, I did a lot of CC there. I did a lot of CC there. That was hashtag not my fault. I did Hammer 5, Maze 3, Maze 5, Maze 3, Maze 5 again as they reset. Did my pet CC and swap pets to the other pet CC, Storm Spirit. Which is harder to get into, Age of Wonders or Total War Warhammer 3? Probably Total War. I will say, as someone who has hundreds of hours in Age of Wonders 4, and over 1,000 in Total War, they are both fantastic games. The biggest difference between them is in combat, Total War is real-time strategy. Now, if you're not playing on maximum difficulty, you can pause it, and so it's real-time with pause. But Age of Wonders is turn-based. So, like, you move units, then, you know, the enemy takes their turn. So, you know, there is no, like, you move so fast, you lap them and go twice. Like, you both get the same number of turns. Whereas in Total War, if you're using some really fast units, you can run circles around the enemy if you want to. But they are both really good games. And I can tell you good things about either one of them. Do you know any idle game to chill? Idle game to chill. Like, can you narrow it down? Like, do you just want like a little mobile game just to have fun with? Because if so, like, you know, Fallout Shelter. But I guess it depends on what you're looking for here. Oh, he poured it right out of my big hit. Nice day for fishing, ain't it? There you go. There's a good one. Mobile or PC, something allows me to play and stay AFK sometimes. I mean, on PC, that makes me think a game that has pause. If you're on mobile, there's a lot of games that fit that bill. Like Clash of Clans, Fallout Shelter, Raid Shadow Legends. We're dead. I've used both pets, both weapons, and Storm Spirit again. Dude, what? This is not a great pug.
Commander, we're marching on the Titan. You should head that way.
I realize the base game world bosses do not require any CC to take them down, but I don't recall if they have a tutorial for break bars in any of the expansions, maybe the EOD. Yeah, in EOD, they did have some tutorials. Guild Wars 2 is a wonderful game that is not great at teaching you stuff, which is literally, I make a living making guides on stuff that they could have set it up to where the game taught you this stuff, you know? Like, I would be a streamer either way, but I think most of my success comes from explaining these game systems that the game itself never explains. Mug, I should add you to my Steam friend list so I can send you games directly and not a roundabout way like I'm DMing codes. Send me a friend request and tell me your name and I'll accept it. You have to tell me you sent it to me, though, because I've got like 200 in the pending right now. Because I get so many spam requests, so I just accept them when people tell me to. Alright, next CC, I'm gonna mass res here. And mace 3, mace 5. And let's swap Storm Spirit. Hammer 5, that's it, that's all I got. And it's halfway! Good lord, it's been a while since I've done this meta and seen them fail every break bar.
They're marching on the Titan. You should head that way.
Talk about brute forcing this. PvE focused.
I could use a paw over here.
People just don't have any ideas what spells or CCs. I suppose.
I could use a paw over here.
This conversation. Someone's here's like, why don't you CC? So I was like, what's CC? And someone's like, trying to be helpful. They're like, skills that say break defiance are what you want to use. And someone goes, it's not a main mechanic in the game. It's just something optional. And someone else goes, dog, CC is not optional.
Go, spirits. Suffer this place no longer.
I'm printing out dog CC is not optional and putting it in a frame. Oh my gosh.
I could use a paw over here.
Ward mailed the northern passage, which leaves the center to me. The Ward have identified defensive barriers blocking our access to the Titan's orbit.
I'm sad I was on EU. Hey, Saint. Yeah, I was on EU earlier, but I kept getting disconnected, so I swapped to NA to see if it would help. Usually, I'm on EU if I'm streaming at this time. Today's just a weird exception. Oh.
Moving to the chamber exterior.
Hang on a sec, chat. Look at the bacon for a moment.
Of course it's working. I calibrated it.
Windshark. I just tried the key you sent me, and it says, sorry, but it is not available for purchase in this country. Your purchase has been canceled. So I think you sent me like Jamaican Evil 3 or something. That evil was not residential to me. Did you verify you're over 18? Steam thinks I'm 82. I'll send it on Steam. Okay, tell me once you've sent the friend request and I'll accept it.
I'm in position. Conjuring a portal now. I don't want to risk using the scepter again before we reach the interior chamber. Use your warclaw chain.
Chat, I just remembered something stupid that happened the other day and I'm going to share it with you now. I realized it was International Women's Day. And I was talking to my wife about something, and I was like, oh, happy International Women's Day, by the way. And she's like, what? Today's not... And then she looks at her phone, she's like, oh, it is, thank you. I'm like, you're welcome. And my son is nearby, and he gets like, but Mom's not an international woman. And we both look at him very confused. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, she doesn't go anywhere. She's just a national woman. And I was like, you don't have to travel to other countries to, like, be applicable for International Women's Day. And I was like, and he's like, yeah, but you're not an international woman if you don't go somewhere else. And I was like, do you think you have to have a passport to, like, be wished happy International Women's Day? And I was like, what about, like, International Men's Day? Whenever that is. I don't even know what that is. And I was like, I don't have a passport. Does that mean I'm not a man? So, like, if I travel internationally and I don't have a passport? And he's like, yeah, you would just be, like, a they. And I was like, wait, what? I'm like, this is getting really off topic. So, do you just think that people that go by they and them are just people that don't have passports? Like, it was such a weird conversation. Yes, I identify as abroad. We don't get a day, and apparently, all right. No, we do, Bert. I'm not even reading all that. That's super negative. We do. I don't really care. When is International Men's Day? November 19th. Apparently. I just got a passport. I lost my they them pronouns. I've always wondered why banging on a wall is considered fun. Oh yeah, this part's kind of dull. Muck, you could have told your son Lady Luck came from Russia, so she's an international woman. Yeah, but her passport is expired, so. Yeah, the conversation went on for a while. At one point, we were like, okay, well... He's like, well, what about when humanity is in the stars and we're on Mars? Are they still going to say International Women's Day? And I'm like, no, then it'll be Interstellar Women's Day. Or something like that. And he's like, will Martians still celebrate the 4th of July? And I'm like, probably not. They'll probably have their own holidays. Like, yay, we survived that containment breach day. Hold on a sec. Steam had a pop-up. What is this? What is this? Reveal? Wait. Reveal? Funhouse Edition. Forever Scott. Wait, what? What are you sending me? Okay. Thank you, Stormheart. I don't know what these are. I'll take a look. Dude, get this tip out of here. All right. Maybe I should have played support for this. Mars is interplanetary. It can be lots of things. Legavo. Forever Skies is on your wish list. I'd like to see it. The other is psychological horror, can be saved for Spooktober. I don't know. My chat might be done with horror at this point, but we'll see. If you live on Mars, are you an Earthling or a Martian? I think you would be like Martian born or Martian raised. Or you have your Martian citizenship, right? Like that's how it is now between countries, right? Like my wife was born in Russia, but her family moved to the US when she was like 2. So she's US citizen, US raised, but Russian blood. Never done with horror. Don't say such a thing. Bluebell's especially just sick of it. Dude, we are giving these little polyps the what for?
And more of those turrets. Mount up on your warclaw and take them out.
Where's our tag? He's over here. Crap. I'll AoE res them. That's 3 people back up. What was your first class you played in Guild Wars 2? A Sylvari Necro. Because I was like, you can be a plant person? I've never played a game where you could play a plant person. Oh, a Necromancer plant person. That's so edgy. I don't remember deleting that character, but I don't have it anymore, so I must have at some point. Did you have the accent at the time? I think I talked like this at the time. That's still my main, I feel offended. Oh, it's okay. I'm sure you love Reaper and Overwatch. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage.
You're making good progress. Keep it up.
Ooh, I just got stunned for 10,000 years. After 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer Earth. Okay, what's next? Mark's the next bit of VA work is on Power Rangers. Magic staff, make my monster grow. That's the only other Rita line I remember, is when she would throw the staff and it would like zap the monster and it would turn into Godzilla. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Rick, and more of those turrets. Mount up on your warclaw and take them out.
I'm just gonna Spirit of Nature. Oh, they interrupted the Spirit of Nature. They want this man dead. Oh my god, dude, what? I have to stay mounted for a second. Okay. Behind the mount health bar, I had no health. At Muck, you would be perfect for the robot that always hung around the stretch display face. Alpha? Dude, that was such a way of describing it. So Zordon was the face. Alpha was the robot. I mentioned Soma. I don't know if you responded. My fam came into the room chat for a bit. I did not see you mention Soma. I do remember Soma stands out to me though. Soma was a game that had me going like that afterward. I was trying to redefine, like I was trying to take the events that happened in Soma and trying to figure out in my head if I filed them under good or bad. And I was just sitting there like this afterward. Like that was an experience. Soma is very memorable. Like, yes, I've played like 50 spooky games, and I have to sometimes like look them up and remind myself of what that game was about. Not Soma. Soma, I remember. Is this one done? Yeah, this one's done. Nice. Okay. Let's see. Oh, it's already 1:50. Time flies when you're having fun. Oh my god, I'm so used to when I end the stream, fire elementals happening. But not now, because the time changed. How very strange. What about Observer? Doesn't ring a bell. I don't think I've played that. Monk, if you had to pick one drink to drink for the rest of your life, what are you picking and why? Okay. I love Coca-Cola. It's got caffeine, and also I find it a tasty treat. However, with my stupid damaged throat or whatever, it hurts right now. So if I was limited to only Coke for the rest of my life, I would be living in pain right now because it burns at the moment. So honestly, right now, I think I'd have to play it safe and just say water. Mug, you have played it? Wait, what? Oh, Observer System Redux. That's not what you said. You just said Observer. Yes, I have played Observer System Redux. That one... It was really hard to follow the story in that one. You're like a... Let's just say you're like a cop, and you're in like an apartment building, and you're knocking on doors and talking to people through the doors. And occasionally there'll be like a little vid screen. But you don't actually have, like, faces for the names. So sometimes you're like, okay, the guy in room 137 hates the lady in 428, and she's having an affair with 526, and it's like, I found it difficult to follow the story because they didn't, like, show those people, and, like, trying to remember who was who. But in any case, yes, we did finish that one. Spooky ending. System Redux was a remake of the original game. Well, gotcha. Well, I have not played the original game. Yo, Treborix, thank you for the Prime. That's a huge help. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hit him in the knuckles. What's the plan for tonight? Oh, well, it's Guild Wars Tuesday, so of course we're going to start in Guild Wars 2. I'm in talks with this one guy that is making a app for Guild Wars 2, and he wanted to, like, talk about it on stream, and I told him sure. So I might be doing, like, a little interview with him about his project to see if any of y'all are interested in that. We'll do the weekly giveaway, and then maybe some Slay the Spire 2 afterward with the remaining time. We'll save finishing Neo up for Wednesday. Maybe, I don't know, maybe start with Neo on Wednesday so we can finish it and then just go, you know, whatever the remaining time is, be it 1 hour or 4 hours, we go to the next thing after. Alright. Behemoth slain. What's their app for? Well, you'll see it tonight. I'll have visual aids for you tonight, but it's, actually, I do have one picture, because they've already posted it on the subreddit 2 weeks ago. But it's about basically organization. Like, this is not something I would use, but I do know people who would use this. So it's about organizing stuff that you're working on. I'm quite curious about your choices as Soma. Gonna be watching that in a bit. If I could forget everything about the gameplay, I would. Yeah, it was a roller coaster ride. Inventory management? No, more like project management. Like if you're working on legendaries or achievements and things like that. But I'll send you, I'll go ahead and give you guys the link to the Reddit post. But the people on the subreddit rightfully suggested to him he makes it open source so people can make sure it's safe, and he did. So, just gonna talk to them about it tonight and just share it, basically. Assuming there was no scheduling conflicts, but we'll figure that out. Alright, well, that was a bit of a rocky stream because of all the crashes, but it seems to have calmed down. Hopefully it stays that way. Muck, if you could forget one game and have that first experience again, what would it be? I don't know if I would lock this answer in with a lot of thought, but with 5 seconds of thought, Superliminal. I don't know if any of you guys have played that. It's only a few hours long. But Superliminal is a game about perspective. And it's all about looking at something from, like, the right angle, and it will change. See? So, this game was an absolute trip going through it the first time and figuring out everything. This was, like, so just magical. It was honestly just amazing. So I would love to play this again for the first time. Dispatch? Dispatch was good, but the thing is, if you don't agree with this, that's totally fine. Dispatch didn't even really feel like a game. Dispatch was like 90% a cartoon and 10% game. Like, there was very little gameplay. It was great, you know, I loved the story, but, I don't know, it kind of feels weird to file it as a game to me. If you could forget one game and never have to play it again because it was so bad, Which game would it be? Okay, what jumps to mind right now? Where Winds Meet? Diablo 4? Those are the first two that come to my head. Veilguard? Veilguard. Yeah, Veilguard was pretty bad. Veilguard is pretty bad. Dude, we were so hyped for Veilguard. We did a full playthrough of every single Dragon Age game leading up to Veilguard, then played that, and it was just like, oh my god, what is this? Let's see. Catching up. Every Halo after Reach. I haven't played, well, the only times I've played Halo were as a kid visiting friends' houses, played multiplayer Halo with them there. I never had a Halo game, so I haven't played any of them all the way through. Although there's a few people in the community that have put some Halo games on the recommendation list. I left the game after Soto. Now I'm thinking what expansion I should buy for now. Janthia or Visions, what do you think? What's up, Dark? One thing I think you should keep in mind is that Janthia is done, and Visions of Eternity still hasn't released half of its content yet. Because they release, like, some at launch, some at 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months. And we are 3 months or so into Visions. So, right now, Janthia will give you more for your dollar. Because it's done. They've already released all of it. So that's my first thought. Any plans to replay Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous with all the DLCs? I'm not sure if I could right now, because of my voice has a time limit on it. And playing a game where I'm reading everything out loud, it would be brutal at the moment. So would I be up to doing that at some point in the future? Yes. Like, I recently did a second playthrough of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, which is also made by Owlcat Games, the same as the one you mentioned. And that was like 100 hours. And we did that with like all the DLCs. So, maybe, but it wouldn't be soon. I would love to play for the first, let's see, games I would love to play for the first time again would be Zelda the Wind Waker. Oh. Alright. Alright, well, chat, with that, it's 2 o'clock. I'm out of time. Thank you guys so much for hanging with me today. I hope you guys had fun. A few plugs on my way out. If you happen to be new here, my name is Muck. I stream every evening and every weekday morning. I'll be back in about 5 hours for the other part of Guild Wars Tuesday, where I'm always on the NA servers at that time. I'll be doing a giveaway. People in EU and NA can both enter the giveaway, and maybe do some Slay the Spire 2 after that. With that, I'm going to raid someone in the Twitch directory for Guild Wars 2, just to support someone in the community. Let me see, who is live right now? Who is live right now? Fangel's live. I guess I could raid Fangel. I guess I can raid Fangel. Spoil him. Alright. Alright, I'll see you guys over there. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay safe, and if you fancy it, I will see you later tonight. Blank says, for clarification, how many hours will the evening stream be from now? 5 hours. 5 hours from now. See ya.